So when you were a kid, did you want to be a rapper, an actor, or a comedian? What came first?
I just wanted to learn stuff, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just like, I really like learning to do stuff. That's like my favorite thing to do. When I was in college, like I was just like, when I was first learning to DJ, I just like did it by, like I had like 2 turntables that were like, they were like belt drives instead of like direct drives, and like it was all off and it was all messed up, but I learned a lot of tricks that for myself through that. And I just like, I think learning the process of like figuring out how stuff works and just like having fun with it is like the best way, because like Childish Gambino started out, I mean like it's still fun, but it started out as just like just a project that was really fun, and then it just kind of got this following. Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to talk about is kind of, because it's very different over here. Like Australian hip hop is very different, Australian rap is very different to over in the States, to over in the UK. Like they're all very different. The whole mixtape genre that's going on now, it seems some people can make a killer mixtape, then the album can kind of just drop a little bit.
Right.
Is that something to do with like a labels getting involved, or like what's your vibe on it, like on mixtapes?
That's an interesting question. I don't know. I think mixtapes are. It really depends on like albums and mixtapes. Like they're so different. Like they're not different, and they can be. It depends on really the artist and what the point of the mixtape is. Like a project is a project, and depending on what you want that project to do, they're either successes or not. I mean, like I feel like, you know, albums. It really depends on the consumer too. I think what a consumer wants out of an album is that different for a mixtape. Like I know when like, you know, Jules Santana just came out with a mixtape, and I'm actually kind of like happy with it. I know my brother, who's also a rapper, he's a huge Dipset, huge Jules Santana fan, and he wasn't happy with it. And I think it's because, you know, Jules Santana hasn't come out with anything in so long that it was like, this isn't how, it didn't make me feel the way it's supposed to feel. And people, you can write that off because it's like, oh, it's a mixtape.
Yeah.
But for some people, it's just like, no, it's just like a project is a project. So, I mean, I think it just depends on the artist and what the consumer really wants out of it.
It's hard to be consumer driven though if, you know, your game's going to change if you start worrying about what your fans want.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, again, it depends on what you want out of it. I know some people just, you know, some people don't care at all.
Yeah.
You know, they don't give a fuck like what people are like think. You know, Death Grips is here. You know,
Yeah.
They, I think, really don't care really what people are like trying to gain from their stuff. They're just trying to put something out there. And I think some acts live entirely on their mixtapes. Some of them will never put out an album, and it's just all free content, and they can just tour. So I put out mixtapes, and I really, they're always just, for me, it was just like to try stuff and get better at the actual like making of music. So like I think that like I don't think I'm good at it, and I would never want to live off mixtapes. And I feel like mixtapes are just practice for albums for me.
Well, this probably won't air for the TV because we can't say, but I want you to keep part of your comedy in your rap, because you have one of my favourite lines when you say you're a fake fuck like a fleshlight.
Yeah.
Well, that's such a good line.
I got a lot of free Fleshlights because of that.
Did you really?
They sent me like a box of like 200 Fleshlights.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There was one that was like an Avatar fleshlight. That was like a blue fleshlight with a blue vagina in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Did their sales go up? Did they say thank you for increasing sales?
I'm sure it's weird because that line, people know it. Like when we anywhere, like even here when we played our first show, like people were like Fleshlight, like they know it. And like I'm just like, how do people know that line, and why do they care? But like also it's like people know what Fleshlights is. I thought I was the only one.
No.
They're like, yeah, Fleshlights.
Most people can't afford them though. They're quite expensive.
Are they? I've never paid for one. I got them for free. Yeah. But
can you ship one to me?
You can have them all. Like they're just sitting there. I'm actually afraid because I'm like, man, if I die, my parents are gonna find like just like this guy was into like all this weird
all
stuff.
All this crazy stuff.
All
There's
this crazy
fleshlights
stuff.
everywhere.
Fleshlights, alien fleshlights, like Avatar fleshlights. It's weird.
So when can we expect something album-wise from Childish Gambino again?
I don't know when it'll come out. We're working on it right now. I just want to take my time and make sure it's like better. I feel like Childish Gambino is kind of I've always thought of it as a metaphor for somebody like a child growing into a boss like a Gambino. And I think like the first album I was really happy with it because it was like it was very childish and something that I would like really have liked when I was 13. And I feel like hopefully this next album will be more mature and be a step up in the right direction, but still hold like the innocence I feel I tried to hold on to when I was a kid.
I just found it so relatable though, because you'd say things that I'd know, like having a total mind blank. What's the movie with the Human Centipede?
Oh, Human Centipede, yeah. Like
I'm just like, I know. I joke about that movie myself. Like, everyone knows it.
I mean, I feel like I kind of took the opposite standpoint that I felt like, for me, I felt like a lot of, when I was listening to rap, I really liked hip hop and rap because it spoke to me, but I felt like a lot of kids around me were like, this is something that is so different from me. Like, this is like the inner city or something that is not like me. And I kind of grew up in the projects and stuff for a little bit, so I knew about it, but we moved away. So like, I wanted to make something that was really relatable to me at that point. So I'm glad that stuff is relatable because it's supposed to be.
Would you sing? Because the bits you do sing on the record, you got quite a nice voice.
Oh, thanks.
And I thought I'd wonder if you'd ever do something.
It's weird. I did Royalty, which was a mixtape, and all the comments I got from my friends who were girls were like, "Why are you not singing on this?" Like, he's like, because I don't like my voice that much. Rapping wise or singing wise, I don't like it that much at all.
But I'm a radio announcer. No one likes to hear their own voice,
Yeah, but I guess not. But I feel like it doesn't have what I want out of it. But I've been told many times like you should try and sing more because like I feel like it's honest. I feel like the thing that people like out of it is that it's honest at least. Like I may not like it, but it's my voice. So like Kanye always says like I can't sing, but I sing it because it's my voice. And I was like that's true. It's like his voice. So like,
gotta learn to love your voice.
Like it. Yeah, you gotta.
You can't change it.
Can't change it.
I've tried several times.
Really?
I'll probably have a better paying job than a better voice.